I need help. My dad's just been shot. I just came home and he's on the ground. I don't know. I need an ambulance.
Inside the house?
Yeah, he's on the ground.
Do you know who did this to him?
No, I just came home.
On December 14th, 2003, 17-year-old Jason MacLennan made his frantic 911 call, reporting a chilling discovery. His father, Kenneth MacLennan, was in a pool of blood, fatally shot 6 times. With no traces of the suspect, detectives focused on the grieving son, unaware of the chilling mystery they were stepping into.
He was shot.
You guys got to see him. I didn't get to see him.
You didn't walk over and look at him? You had to have, because you told the dispatcher that he was shot.
You saw your dad on the floor in blood. What would you do?
Go see what happened.
No way.
Detectives would soon uncover layers of a far darker truth, a twisted plot carried out with a chilling intent. Prior to this horrific incident, Jason had been out with his friend Matthew Moeller. Upon arriving home, he stepped into a nightmare, prompting him to call 911. When the paramedics arrived and examined Kenneth's body, they pronounced him dead at the scene. The police identified multiple gunshot wounds on Kenneth's body, including one in his hand, suggesting he may have tried to defend himself. To gain a clearer understanding of how this tragic incident unfolded, officers take Jason into custody for further questioning.
I snuck out at 9:30.
Okay. You plan to sneak out with Matt? Is this something that you did fairly often, or?
Yeah. I don't usually have to sneak out though.
Because nobody's home.
My dad got home yesterday and he was supposed to leave again tonight.
Oh, he was. Where was he supposed to go to tonight? Okay. Do you know for how long or anything like that?
Till Monday.
Till Monday? Okay. But last night he had to sneak out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it probably wouldn't have been such a good situation, huh? What did you do when you snuck out?
Like how I left? Or?
Yeah, I mean, did Matt come over to the house?
Yeah, he parked like our driveway and then our mailbox is here. He parked like right there.
Okay.
And walked down that side to my back door and then knocked on the door. And then I left with him. We cruised down Vision, a couple of the streets. Bought some cigarettes from Go For It about 11. Cruised around some more till about 1:20, 1:30. He dropped me off. I snuck back in that door.
I'm going to back you up just a second. I'll let you finish what you're going to explain to me. When he came to your house, he came down to you said that must be the back door. You're talking about the walkout from the basement. Is that what you told him to do, or is that what he's used to doing?
That's what I told him to do.
Okay. And other doors in your house at this time locked?
Don't
know. Okay.
Probably not if we were all home.
Okay. And during this time, it's just you and your father home, correct? So Matt, does Matt come in then?
Yeah.
Okay. And what time do you think he got to your house?
Yeah, like 9:30, 9:35.
Okay. And how long before you left the house then?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay. So what did you do in that? What occurred during that time frame?
I went to the bathroom. We sat down. Then we left.
Okay. Were you in the basement? In what vehicle?
His car. Just cruised around. Drove back down 33rd. And I don't know what road it is, but the one after Cooper, we took a right. Went down that way. And then about 1:20ish, 1:30ish, he dropped me back off.
Okay. Did you guys see anybody else during the evening? Hang out with anybody else? Call anybody? Anything like that? Did you have a phone with?
I had my cell phone.
Did he have a phone with?
No.
Okay. So nobody, did anybody call you guys?
No.
And you never made any phone calls last night that you remember when you were with him?
He pulled like in front of the driveway. I didn't think this was important, but the officer last night wanted to know. He pulled like in front of the driveway. He didn't pull in And I got out and walked across the driveway and back across that same side that we left. And went back in that sliding door. And I took my shoes off. Took my shower.
Okay.
Went upstairs to get a drink. And I heard my dog crying and I looked over and I was just kind of on the ground.
Okay. When you got home and you walked across the driveway, did you walk past the front door? You did. And I'm not familiar with the house, so you don't have to walk past the front door to get to where you were headed down to the back door. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So you took the same path then around the side of the house and to the back door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Matt come in with you?
Yeah.
Did he just drive away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you see anything suspicious around the house or anything like that when you got there?
I wasn't really looking.
Okay. So, okay. Would that have normally woken your father up? No.
Kenneth's wife, Betty Irene Relf, was diagnosed with cancer when Jason was just 12 years old. The family temporarily moved from Florida to Canada for her treatment. However, Kenneth, an affluent executive, often remained absent due to his work commitments. While Betty suffered from severe illness, Kenneth soon began dating Lawrence Morand, a Swiss businesswoman who moved into their home. The couple even planned to marry, which gradually created a rift in the father-son relationship. No one, however, could have anticipated that these details would soon take a drastic twist, leading to a chilling connection with the horrific crime. Meanwhile, at the crime scene, detectives find 3 sets of footprints in the backyard, which they believe belong to the murderer. As these prints are sent for examination, the results are shocking. One set remains unidentified. However, the other 2 match Jason and Matthew's boots. This discovery ultimately raises suspicion and prompts the detective to confront Jason.
And my job isn't a whole lot easier being one of the officers trying to put all these pieces together, okay? It's just really important for you, because I don't know you. I don't know what kind of person you are. But it's really important for me to illustrate to you that we get the facts and that we get the truth. And that we get it as soon as possible. I'm trying to put this whole thing together, and it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. You know what I mean? And I have to be honest with you that some of the things that we've discussed, I believe you've been truthful with me about. But there's other things that seem to not match up. And this is just, in my experience in doing this and talking to people and working with people on things, there's things that we have to fill in the gaps for, okay? Mm-hmm. There's pieces of the puzzle that just don't match up. You know what I mean?
What doesn't match up?
What I want to explain to you is that I want to make sure we have all the facts laid out, because right now it's important that you have that we have your honesty, okay? And it's important that we establish that now rather than to find out things later. After something comes up at the residence or in further conversations with friends or acquaintances, something that we have to go back and ask you about that you weren't truthful with us on. That's going to make things a lot worse for you. Do you understand that? We've talked to Matt, we've talked to Kyle and some other friends, okay? Mm-hmm. And some of the things just aren't adding up exactly the way they should be.
Like what?
Couple of things. When was the last time, I think one of the officers today did some gunshot residue tests on your hands, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you would have fired a weapon of any kind?
Earlier this week at Matt's house.
Earlier this week? What day do you think?
Maybe Sunday, maybe Saturday. Boy.
Because it's important for me to understand why there would be any gunshot residue on your skin or anything like that. And those are the facts that I want to, those are the things I want to clear up with you. I need to find out exactly, when you would have fired a weapon, what kind of weapon it would have been that you fired, that type of thing, okay?
Okay.
Earlier this week at Matt's.
Yeah.
That's Matt Muller.
Yeah.
What day do you remember? I know you said, but
Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday.
He had like me and Clinton, Tamar, Kayla over that night.
Okay.
His little brother was there. We were shooting a sign across the street from his house.
Okay. Colette and Tamar?
Yeah, I don't know Tamar's last name.
Is it Tamar or Tamara?
Tamar.
Is that's a girl?
Yeah.
So that was Saturday or Sunday night?
Yeah.
Were his parents home?
Yeah.
No. What were you shooting?
A rifle.
Do you know what kind?
Yeah.
Do you know what caliber? What color?
Black.
Black. Where were you shooting that at?
His front porch.
Okay. Front porch meaning?
I believe it was just this one, not this one that just passed, but the one before that.
So we're about a week or 8 days ago, 8 or 9 days ago.
I guess so.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just this past weekend while your father was out of town. It was a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you shot any weapons since that point in time? No? Is there any reason that you would have any gunshot residue on your hands?
Okay.
No. Is there any reason that any of the clothing that you have at your house would have any blood on it?
Mm-mm.
No reason at all.
Well, besides my blood.
Not besides yours?
Yeah.
Where would you have blood from, or what clothes would you have blood from?
I don't know that guy who cuts the hair.
Okay.
I'm always scraping up my hands.
Would that be on the clothes that you would have had on yesterday or anything?
No, I doubt it.
You
doubt it.
There shouldn't be blood on anything that you had on. Tell us something that wasn't true about you or about these circumstances.
I wouldn't see why.
Okay.
Maybe messed up or just thought something wrong. Maybe I messed up and didn't remember something right.
Is there anything that you can think of that you didn't remember right? That the reason I emphasize that, Jason, and like I told you earlier, facts are very important and the truth is very important. It's harder for us. It's actually harder on you to have to confront issues later on down the road that weren't the truth up front. You know what I mean? And I don't know you. I don't know the type of relationship that you had with your father, good or bad, other than sitting down and talking with you a little bit here today to try to understand a little bit what was going on. You know, we know what happened, obviously. We know the circumstances we're dealing with. Our efforts are to try to find out why. That's the important part of today.
Mm-hmm.
Not what happened, but why it happened. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's all kinds of different explanations for why.
Jason seems quite confident in his claims of having no involvement in this harrowing crime. However, he's unaware that the evidence is stacking up against him, and it won't be long before detectives unravel his complex web of lies. Now, Jason is about to share some disturbing details about his father, truths that would not only expose his resentment, but would possibly provide a hidden motive behind this horrific murder.
I don't know, we had our differences just because we were so similar. You know, I mean, I love the guy.
Was he hard on you?
Not really. I mean, as long as I went to school and put an effort in, I didn't really have any problems. And
But you hadn't been doing that lately, had you?
you know, I've been kind of slacking this last time he left.
Did that cause some problems?
No, he didn't really know. The school called him, but I told him that I just missed home.
Okay. Did you either one of you do anything in the past to upset each other? Hurt each other's feelings?
You know, we always did stuff. He cheated on my mom and he was never there growing up. I took the car and had parties in the house.
Okay. So I guess to handle one thing at a time, to upset you, you said he cheated on your mom?
Yeah, we just,
You said your mom passed away when you were 14, right?
yeah, they were still married.
Okay. And how do you know that was going on?
Because I would find stuff. I found notes from his girlfriend.
Okay. And obviously, I mean, did your mother find out?
I don't know.
You never told her? You ever confront your dad about it?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
When we lived in Florida.
And how did that go?
We made a couple fights. Got over it.
Physical fights?
No.
Did he ever admit to you? Never did. But you still have your suspicions and...
Well, they're not suspicious. I found notes.
So
Like, they were dated.
Okay. Do you have still hard feelings over that? No? How do you feel toward that person then?
To his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of her. I gave her a pretty hard time for a while when she was living with us.
Okay. Did she have a little bit of here?
No.
No? She ever visit here?
Yeah.
She did?
I don't think she ever saw this house.
Okay. Never been in this house as far as you.
Actually, that's not true. When we bought the house, she went with me there. When I was just kind of in shock. I said something. I said I thought that he'd been shot or stabbed, and there's blood on the ground. And I said I needed an ambulance.
Okay.
And I kept asking when the police were going to get here. I think that was basically it. She told me to keep my hands where the cops could see him. That was good.
Did you hear any shots? Did you hear anything at all?
Yeah.
Did you think that there was any?
On all those shows and stuff, like Law and Order and stuff, I always watch those, and they always, like, people that do that and stuff, they get in trouble. Like, the cops tell them you're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
You can't bring the scene or the evidence, or if he fell and his neck was broke, you paralyze him by moving him or something.
Did you call out to him to see if he'd talk to you?
By the way, my dog was just sitting there. The dog was all licking his face and sitting right there. He would have moved.
Okay, so you did not think that he was alive at that time then? Is that right or not?
I thought he might be unconscious. And
Okay.
there was no
But you didn't feel for a pulse or anything like that? You said that you saw some blood when you first got up there. Where did you see that at? Go ahead.
No. Like these are the stairs. Like these stairs would actually be a little bit more in line with that doorway.
Okay.
And there's kind of like a little Inco kind of thing with the sewing machine. I could see blood like right there by the corner of the stair. It looked like there was blood over here a little bit, but I couldn't tell.
On the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said he had a greenish colored robe on. Any thoughts as to who might want to hurt him?
He's a really pretty good guy.
Did you ever have any desires to hurt him?
Of course. We had our fights and he yelled and said a whole bunch of shit he never meant, but never heard him. It was always there for me.
When was the last time you talked to him prior to yesterday?
Jason's friends also informed detectives that he often confided in them about his troubled relationship with his father. Kenneth's infidelity to Betty was the main reason behind Jason's deep-seated resentment. Additionally, his bizarre assertion that he delayed checking on his father only to prevent any trouble reflects his emotional detachment from him. These are not the only disturbing factors that raise red flags. Detectives uncover another unsettling clue that ultimately solidifies their suspicion. One of Jason's high school classmates informs the police that Jason had been asking for help to murder his father, but no one agreed to help him. However, the only person who agreed to assist him was Matthew Moeller. With this pivotal evidence, detectives shift their focus to Matthew. Unbeknownst to Jason, his story, which is meant to keep him safe, and his blind trust in his friend are about to become the very things that turn the tables against him.
Interviewed, oh boy, a lot of people. And some of the people we've interviewed twice. And we've gone through the house. So we've got the physical evidence from the scene. And I think you probably know that Jason's been down here since about 3, 4 o'clock this morning.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay. So what we've done now is interviewed, like I've said, numerous people. Jason's here. We've done the crime scene. We've got the physical evidence. Was it who talked to you today, JJ? Okay. And then is it your vehicle that we have down here?
Yeah.
Okay. And
What physical evidence are you talking?
well, hang on. I'm not going to give you my whole case because I'm going to give you the opportunity to do the right thing. I want you to make a choice about whether or not you want to talk to us about what happened. and see if your story's gonna fit in. Keep in mind now, and I know I've said this before, but we've interviewed a lot of people. What we do is we go interview people who do crime scene at the same time, and that took a lot longer than we anticipated. And if that doesn't match the people at the first time, then we go back. So that's where we're at now, that we have gone back now, and now we're getting the stories that match the scene.
So, who did you all I suppose you can't tell me. So I suppose you can't tell me who you all put up the trust for that. Me and Jason, was that it?
I'm not gonna tell you the number of people that are in custody. I can tell you, when we're done with this. But it's gonna be a give and take, you and I need to.
If you want to shorten it up, I'll throw in my story right now. About Jason's skip class. It's all cool. I mean, he's a little annoying sometimes, but never enough that I can kill him. I knew he'd like to get in fights. That's about it. He kind of had talked, everyone's going, oh, my dad was dead, I get off.
My dad, like.
If my dad would die, I'd get off. That's kind of like what he talked about. But like, nothing that, and then like, we'd sneak out or whatever, at nights, one of my parents who was convinced to follow him. Like, he just called me up that night. I mean, nothing was really relevant past that point. He called me up and he just said, yeah, how's it going, And I said, pretty good. He goes, you got your 22? I said, yeah. And he said, you want to bring that on? I see this. So I drove up there, give him the 22, and then we had been talking. He tried to talk me into into going and killing him because they knew he'd be the prime suspect if we didn't want him. They didn't want him to do it, but I couldn't do it, so I told him I was a dramatic thing to do with it. And then he was just like, okay, fine. And he took the gun from me and he said just to wait out the car. So I went out the car and then he came out. And here.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see anything. He just told me to go out to the car. All I kind of heard was like a popping noise one time, but like I didn't hear anything else. Like I didn't really try and listen it off at the car turned off. So. Because I honestly didn't think he was going to do it. I thought he was just going to like mess with me and like walk out to my car. Like I thought he was just going to come out with that car. Cool door and just give it a couple knocks and it comes up. But like this time he's just like coming for a second. That when we started talking, it was like speakless, And we like just talked about it for a while. And then we just decided to do it. I mean, he didn't really tell me. He's just more or less. He just said, go out to the car.
Okay, so it was right away when you went over there at night, 10 o'clock. But you guys didn't maybe go cruise and you just went over when you got out of the car, did you?
No, like he came back, like after he did it, then I guess he did do it then. But he came back to my car and we went and just drove around for a couple hours till about 1:30. And then I just dropped him off, went home.
Okay, I guess I'm confused. If you go over there at 10 o'clock and you go down to his basement.
He wants me to kill his dad.
Did he ask you that?
He asked me if I wanted to.
Yeah.
He never really just indirectly came up to me and said, do you want to kill my dad? It was basically kind of just saying like how he could. And then like, one day he kind of got more serious about it. And I kind of was just like, okay, you're scared me, but I didn't really want to say anything. I just thought he was.
What are you doing out of it?
I don't know what I'm out of this.
Maybe you're just supposed to do this for him?
Yeah, like, I don't know, he told me like we'd be living the high life and all this stuff, but
What does that mean?
because his dad's got a lot of money.
Oh, okay. Did he offer you any of that to kill him?
I mean, he offered me a place to stay and stuff. He said he'd be able to stay here in his house.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, he's not one king of the world, but still I won't kill a person.
Something outrage.
Well, 'cause he told me that pretty much I want to save my. I had to do something with Meryl, and I can strike that over.
Like in the top of the barrel?
And just to make that much.
Where's the outrage?
My house, I'm going to break the boat, get out of the ocean.
Okay. All right, and the purpose for that was? Oh, okay.
They told me to do it, so I did it.
Okay.
Matthew acknowledges his involvement, but insists that Jason was the one who killed his father. However, he fails to realize that it is he who assisted Jason in executing the plan. During the investigation, detectives discover a .22 caliber rifle in Matthew's room. They retrieve it and send it for examination. Furthermore, Matthew's statement also reveals that he deliberately scratched the inside of the gun barrel to prevent it from matching it in a ballistic examination. However, after re-examining, the result shows a match and strengthens the evidence against them. Additionally, Matthew reveals that the third set of footprints, discovered at the scene, came from his own boots, which both he and Jason used to distract investigators. With all the mounting evidence, detectives are ready to confront Jason. But will Jason continue to cling to his fabricated lies? Or is he about to face a devastating twist that would ultimately crumble his defense?
What if they came after me? What if I would have been half an hour home earlier and that's when it happened and I got shot too?
Or you could help him.
What could I have done?
Well, I don't know, I wasn't there. I think together, if there was somebody else there, you and your dad would have been able to take care of it. Do you know where the gun is?
God.
The gun that was used to kill Ken.
I don't know who did this.
The problem we're having here is that right now I don't believe you. And that's okay. I'm not saying that nobody else, maybe JJ believes you, but I've had a chance to look at everything and I
I
don't.
don't care who believes me.
You should care because we need to work out the answers and we need to close this book. And the only way we can do that is two things. Number one, we need to figure out why. This isn't cold-blooded murder. You like your father. That's not what this is
I
about.
didn't do this.
It's an angry situation that
I
blows
didn't
up.
do this.
Okay.
There's no anger, there's no nothing. His girlfriend, him and her broke up. She wanted him to move there and he didn't want it. That's not even an issue.
And Jason, what we're talking about, the reason it's so important, the reason that case talking to me like this is because the things are going to come out. All of this stuff is going to be laid out in front of us, whether it be in 2 hours or 12 hours or 2 weeks. It's going to be all laid out in front of us and the picture is going to be clear. Okay? Right now, today, we have an opportunity to get to the bottom of it. And do our best to wrap this thing up and bring it forward and say that we have the truth. These are the facts. This is what happened. And most importantly, this is why it happened. If we come back 2 weeks and we try to approach this again and everything or some things differ.
Detectives have two different theories and are on a mission to find out which version is the truth. Finally, the case gets a breakthrough. A student from Jason's high school leads the police to incriminating evidence that will ultimately seal Jason's fate. The student informs the police that he knows where Jason's blood-splattered clothes are, the ones he was wearing at the time of the murder. As the officers follow the lead, they find the clothes, some cash, Kenneth's wallet, and business cards at Matthew's parents' house, the same location that the boy had informed them about. These pieces of evidence are enough for the detectives to confront Jason.
It is going to conflict with what we've gotten from a story from you. The gunshot residue is one thing. How do I explain that in a report to the people that are going to review this case and charge this case out? How do I explain that you have that?
Where would I even get access to one?
A variety of places. You had access to one a week ago.
Yeah, that was under family. There's a family thing there on a farm.
All I'm saying is all of those details are something we can talk about, but I am talking today about not wanting to get you particularly in a real pinch down the road for making mistakes today.
I haven't made any mistake.
Okay.
I've been honest with
Understand
you.
what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I mean, you're basically trying to say that I did it.
Well, there's reason to believe, based on the evidence that's already come forward, that you have some information that you're not telling us about.
I told you
One
everything
would
I
be
knew.
the gunshot residue, okay? 2 would be some evidentiary things at the house that, of course, I don't have the full report on here. But blood around the house that's not really explained by your story. 2 people from what we gather, were there.
I mean, do you even know it was his blood?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it couldn't have been mine. And it couldn't have been from the dog. It couldn't have been from the dog going through the house.
The blood is his. It's his
Yeah,
blood.
It couldn't have got on the dog and then got tracked around the house through him.
Well, if it was a doggy footprint, it could have, but it wasn't a doggy footprint.
What if it was on his hair? It was a footprint?
It appears to be on the carpet, and it's on a pair. It's not a doggy footprint.
Okay, so what kind of shoes is it? Why don't you check my shoes?
We are.
And you've got to
They're at
understand
the
we've
scene.
been here.
Okay.
Okay. So all, like I said, all those things are going to be laid out.
We wouldn't come at you if we didn't have information, Jason. We're not here bluffing you. That's
Well,
not
I
what
mean-
this is about.
You guys don't have a whole lot. I mean, there's gun residue on my hand, which I don't even know why. I mean,
And then some blood that's explained in the house that looks like it came from some shoes.
Which
Dad's
one
not
do you test
wearing
all my
shoes.
when you test all my shoes, it'll come clean, so.
No, what I'm telling you is it's not from the dog. It's a bigger print. Okay.
Yeah, I know what I'm
Okay.
saying. When you look at my shoes, you're not going to find anything, so. I didn't do anything.
Did you get rid of your shoes?
No, I didn't do anything. My shoes are in the house.
Okay. It'll show up, even if you washed them. What we're doing right now.
I didn't wash them, so quit trying to say I did this.
I didn't. I'm just telling you that.
You just said
This is
even
how
if
it
you
works.
wash them, I mean, what's that implying?
Well, you say that it's not on there, and I'm telling you that it probably is. And there's no way you can get rid of that. But I want it out here. I want you to know what we've got and what we're looking at and the tests that we're doing. I want to give you the opportunity to come clean right away if necessary.
Didn't do anything.
Do you know who did?
I don't know who would want to do this. I can't even believe you guys would think that I would do it.
Well, we have to start on the inside. We always start on the inside, no matter what.
You know, that's fine. That's
That's why you're here. And you're here because you're 17 and we don't know what we're going to do with you.
Only go to Matt's house.
I can't release you to just another 17-year-old.
What if you can't talk to his parents?
But I got some issues with that. Matt's the one that you're skipping out of school with, right? Matt's the one that's drinking beer and smoking pot with you. I don't want to put you in a situation. You're already down here. Life
Well, what are
with
you gonna
Andy
do with
works
me?
for you. Your mom's dead. Your dad's
So at
dead.
least let me have my friends. I mean, Christ.
Well, I'm gonna.
You want to take the rest of my life away from me? Go ahead.
I'm wondering if you didn't do that yourself. And what we're gonna do is take care of you. And I'm not gonna put you in a situation where you're gonna be skipping school. You're gonna have to be somewhere where people are responsible and you're gonna go to school.
I'll go to school.
Who's gonna help you with the funeral arrangements?
Hmm,
But
I don't know.
should I get a hold of the grandparents? I think we'll do that. We'll call your grandparents.
I can't be the one to tell
Hmm?
I can't be the one to tell
I'll take care of it then. What would happen if you walked out of here right now? Where would you go?
Matt's house or home and smoke a cigarette.
I can take you outside to smoke a cigarette.
Then can we go? I've been in this room for 10, 12 hours and now you guys are saying that I'm doing this, which is completely fucking absurd. And
Well, physical evidence doesn't lie, Jason. People lie. I don't know what to tell you.
when you check my shoes, then are you gonna believe me?
Yeah, in fact, they're doing it right now.
Thank you.
Checking clothes and shoes and
Did
body
they find the
placement,
shirt? It's in my hamper. The one that I was wearing there.
gunshot residue, and all that stuff is being checked. But the one is already back.
One. Oh,
The
the hamper.
test.
So,
Do you think I can go in front of a jury and say 75%, if not higher, percent of shootings, accidental or not, are done by family members? Okay? Yes, I can. That's a fact. First thing the police do is go to the family members, and that's what we're doing. Now I'll go to the jury and I say, hey, I got gunshot residue on the family member. And they're going to say, well, he took a shower. And we're going to say, yep. And scientific evidence shows that sometimes showering is an issue and sometimes it's not. And apparently in this case, it wasn't. And God, don't let me go to a jury with that without you giving a reason. If that's where we're
if that's
at.
all you have, I mean, I didn't do anything. That's not enough to send someone to jail for it, especially when I didn't even do it.
I think it is. I think you need to think about that.
For that one reason, you're gonna be able to screw me even though I didn't do anything?
I'm not screwing you, Jason. I'm offering you an opportunity to talk to me about what happened.
We're not trying to screw you in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, the
Told you everything I know.
and we talked about facts, and we didn't talk about feelings.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I
Do you
told you
think
everything I know.
feelings are important in a situation like this?
I don't know.
Well, what do you think? I do. I think they're very important.
That's going back to trying to say that I did it.
Not necessarily. I just think the feelings are very important.
Well, how do I know the feelings of whoever did this?
You know?
That's what makes a huge difference, though.
Large amount of time to work on it. And I think, you can understand why. I mean, there's a lot of
I don't understand why I'm
a
here.
lot of people talk about it. Because
You
there's
understand what?
Why I'm here. Why I have to be held. I didn't do anything.
Because we haven't cleared you yet. That's why.
There's a billion other people in the world that haven't been cleared. They're not sitting in a room for 12 hours in clothes that aren't even theirs.
You might be surprised who we've talked to today.
Make yourself surprised.
What's that?
Surprise me, what you talking to?
I'm not gonna discuss that part of the investigation with you until you're cleared. Then I'm gonna sit down and tell you everything.
Good.
So far, I'm telling you everything I know regarding the scene and your stories to get you out of here. Figure out what's going on. Were you there? Do you know more about it? And I still think that stuff isn't matching up. I'm being perfectly honest with you.
What?
So you just hang tight until they're done down there, and
Can I at least have a cigarette?
yeah, just don't tell me to hold dear.
Despite all the evidence closing in on Jason, he tries hard to dissociate himself from the crime. But all his efforts are futile. The investigation reaches a pivotal moment when the DNA reports confirm that the blood on Jason's clothes matches that of Kenneth. They also recover a glove that contains Jason's DNA on the inside and gun residue on the outside. Despite Matthew's attempt to render the firearm useless, the firearm examiner discovered a blood drop inside the barrel. When tested, it was identified as belonging to Kenneth. These incriminating pieces of evidence led the detectives to believe that the motive behind this tragic murder was Jason's desire to inherit his father's $1.4 million estate, fueled by years of resentment. On January 16, 2003, both Jason and Matthew were charged with murder. The trial began on September 8, 2003. Initially, Jason pleaded not guilty, but later he presented an entirely different version of his story. He claimed that he acted in self-defense because he feared for his life due to his father's abusive nature. However, other testimonies from his friends and family led the court to dismiss his claim. He was found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder and was sentenced to life in prison. On the other hand, Matthew pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and received a 30-year sentence.